Good morning. I'm Kelly Simoneau, Director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, and I'd like to welcome you to this morning's announcement regarding our upcoming housing initiative proposals for the FY24 budget. At this time, please join me in welcoming County Executive Ball to the podium.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. Just want to also thank Kelly for her hard work. She and her team, and there are some fantastic team members out here today, do such incredible work. And I just can't thank her and her incredible team of public servants and leaders enough. So please give them a big round of applause. Howard County is the best place to live, work, play, and grow in Maryland, and one of the best in our nation because of our investments in education, public safety, our vibrant small business sector, and our powerful sense of community. However, like many places across our great country, the high cost of housing and our county make it difficult for families of all incomes to lay down roots and grow here. For so many families who want to call Howard County home, buying or renting is just out of reach. It's why projects like these right here at Rosalind Rise are incredibly important. Rosalind Rise will be a modern, efficient, and accessible mixed-income development that will provide more than 100 affordable units across the income spectrum. Our fiscal year FY 2024 proposed operating budget plan builds on these initiatives with historic investments to create wealth for families through the expansion of home ownership opportunities and improving our mixed income housing availability. Last year, we took a significant step to bridge the gap in housing affordability and accessibility by establishing and investing $5 million as we launched our Transformational Housing Opportunities Fund. This year, I'm committing an additional $10 million in funding to that fund. This historic investment will enable our Department of Housing and Community Development to expand opportunities for home ownership and wealth building, increase affordability for low-income households, assist renters and first-time home buyers, and develop, preserve, and rehab affordable housing right here in our community. Combined with last year's investment, Howard County now has committed a historic $15 million into our Transformational Trust Fund. To help review and assess proposals for this fund, I recently appointed the Housing Opportunities Trust Fund Advising Committee by executive order. This vital committee is charged with reviewing the applications and making funding recommendations for the use of the Housing Opportunities Trust Fund that are effective and impactful. I'd like to thank Delegate Jessica Feldmark and the entire state delegation for their dedicated efforts in passing this legislation which established the trust fund. In addition to this historic investment in the trust fund, we will do even more to continue our work to create wealth-building opportunities for current and future county residents. My FY24 proposed operating budget includes a record $6.5 million for empowering home ownership and housing rehabilitation programs that will significantly grow home ownership opportunities. Making home ownership widely available is a critical component to building a strong and prosperous community, and we must do the diligent work to ensure that it's accessible for all. Since taking office, our investments have helped nearly 400 families achieve their dream of home ownership through our settlement down payment loan program and our housing assistance program. Residents in every corner of our county have benefited from these life-changing programs. Finally, it's important to ensure all our residents can safely keep a roof over their head. My budget proposal builds on our ongoing efforts to ensure rental assistance is available to our residents through a $1 million investment for targeted rental assistance initiatives in our county. This funding will support rental assistance to address increasing rents that so many have been experiencing throughout this year. Additionally, it will provide security deposit assistance for renters who require startup funds to access housing. Over the last 3 years, we've worked with community partners to distribute more than $25 million in rental assistance funds to help thousands of residents remain housed during this challenging time. I'd like to especially thank Council members Rigby and Young for bringing these important issues to the forefront. Their leadership and the support of the entire council has been a catalyst for making this vision a reality. We know that living in a diverse community with a full spectrum of housing affordability and opportunity benefits all of us. Thank you to Enterprise Community Development for welcoming us at Rosalind Rise today to highlight the exciting progress in housing affordability that has taken place right here in Howard County and for being incredible partners. Thank you, Enterprise. I want to thank all of the community leaders, advocates, and organizations who have highlighted the need for more investments in affordable housing in our community. These include, but it's not limited to, the Housing Affordability Coalition, People Acting Together in Howard County, and many of our other vital partners who work directly to address housing needs right here in Howard County. It's so critical that we continue to work together to ensure accessible, safe, and affordable housing for all of our residents, and that forward progress continues today. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. At this time, please join me in welcoming Delegate Feldmark to the podium.
We've reached the shorter portion of the program. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to County Executive Ball for this tremendous commitment to housing opportunities. I am so proud to have introduced the state legislation that created the Housing Opportunities Trust Fund. It was one of the key recommendations of the Housing Opportunities Master Plan. It is an important tool as we tackle these issues to create housing opportunities for everyone in Howard County. And of course, as a tool, the fund only works when it's funded. So again, thank you to County Executive Ball for making this a priority in the budget. And I do want to thank the County Council in advance for making sure this funding gets approved. So when we talk about affordable housing, housing access, housing opportunities, I think it really calls us to do a little self-reflection and a little examination, asking ourselves some questions. What kind of community do we want to be? Do we actually mean it? We hear a lot about inclusion and equity. This is the moment where we get to decide, do we actually mean it? And are we willing to do it? So we have to be cognizant of those questions. Howard County is not unique in the housing crisis we face. What makes Howard County unique is how well positioned we are to address those challenges and solve those problems. That deserves some applause. We have smart, creative policymakers. We have resources, and we have a commitment to a core value of inclusion. So, as we celebrate this wonderful announcement, you know, I can't celebrate success without advocating for some more progress. And the county executive knows me, and he knows that about me, and he still invited me to speak. So I think it's appropriate to say these are important steps in the right direction, and we need to continue working together. The county and the state are community advocates. We have the resources to solve these challenges. We need to continue working together because, as Jim Rouse taught us, what ought to be can be with the will to make it so. So thank you all for exercising that will, and I look forward to being a partner as we continue to work together to create housing opportunities for everyone who wants to call Howard County home. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate Feldmark, for that call to action. At this time, please join me in welcoming Council Chair Rigby to the stand.
Continuing the shorter portion of the program. And I truly appreciate that call to action because when it comes to our community, it's one I'm always ready to step up and answer. Good morning. I'm Christiana Rigby, and I'm honored to serve on the Howard County Council representing District 3. And as chair of the council, I also bring greetings from our body. I'm so excited to be here today with County Executive Ball to announce more amazing investments in the Housing Opportunities Trust Fund and rental assistance. Currently, Howard County has a significant shortage of housing units and an even greater shortage of affordable units. Across all ages and life phases, our residents feel the impact. Young people struggle to stay in Howard County or move back, and seniors struggle with the cost of home maintenance. I'm thrilled that this year's proposed operating budget includes $10 million towards the Housing Opportunities Trust Fund and $1 million towards rental assistance. The Housing Opportunities Trust Fund is crucial for constructing new affordable units, rehabilitating existing units, providing rent subsidies, and so much more. Affordable renting is the first step to ensuring people have a stable place to live and have an opportunity to save for home ownership. These funds will also create rental security deposit programs, which will help our residents, including students, teachers, first responders, all overcome one aspect and one barrier to housing. By working with our state and local partners, we can help ensure that everyone has access to affordable housing and the opportunity to thrive in Howard County. Thank you all so much for being here today, and I cannot wait to see these investments come to fruition with our residents. Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Ball.
Thank you, Council Chair Rigby. And at this time, please join me in welcoming Council Member Deb Young.
Still short? Okay, thank you. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. My name is Deb Young, and I represent this area and the construction right behind us. I am here to talk today a little bit about home ownership. Home ownership is one of the most powerful ways for families to achieve stability and build generational wealth. Unfortunately, so many of our residents face systemic barriers to home ownership that limit their ability to enjoy these benefits. Our county, thank you, Calvin Ball, is committed to simplifying the complex and inequitable systems that have closed the path to home ownership and housing repair resources in our communities. Home ownership builds generational wealth, supports diverse communities, and cements a solid core of engaged residents. The county has pledged to promote home ownership for low-income residents, which it can do through assistance with increased down payments to keep pace with rising home prices and interest rates, help with closing costs, credit repair, and other supports to make the American dream come true, and programs that help homeowners build equity and gives them the power to transition from an entry-level condo to a single-family home. Our county needs more entry-level homes to buy and the assistance that will help them take their first step toward creating generational wealth. While there always will be a need for the apartments that are being constructed today, we as a county can do more. This sounds like we're into a bit of a recording here. And County Executive Ball has pledged to do just that. And for that, I am very, very pleased. I know that this program will get off to a great start. Thank you again.
Thank you, Councilmember Young. At this time, I'd like to invite Christine Madigan to speak, who is, as she mentioned, responsible for the construction behind us.
Good morning, everyone. Great to see you all. I can't tell you how proud it makes me to be here, not only because of this Roslyn Rise development that you see is very much and excitingly under construction, but also because, as I'm sure you all know, our founder, Jim Rouse, who founded Enterprise, which is headquartered just a few blocks away, also founded Columbia. I appreciated the reference to him earlier, and I can only imagine how proud he would be to see this initiative of the county bearing fruit alongside this development that represents so much of what he was about in terms of building communities that were accessible to people from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, from all beliefs, all colors. I just want to say a little bit about Roslyn Rise because this is just the latest example of our partnership with the county that goes back decades. And by the way, what was said earlier about the importance of county funding, state funding, thank you, federal funding, private funding, has never been more true than it is today. Housing development has gotten more and more expensive. Interest rates are rising. So the gaps have gotten bigger, and the funding that comes from programs like this is more critical than ever. And so we are really appreciative of all of you in elected office and in the advocacy community for everything that you're doing to grow the funding that without which we could not fulfill this vision of having a community where people from all walks of life can live and thrive. So Roslyn Rise is it's a demolished community. It had 58 units. We are replacing it with 153 units of mixed income housing, including one-for-one replacement of all of the affordable housing. So we'll continue to serve the same residents who need affordable housing the most, in addition to making it a healthy community, mixed income, within walking distance of all the wonderful amenities that Columbia and Howard County have to offer. So we're very grateful for the county's partnership that now spans decades. We're happy to continue to work with the county, and we look forward to the next groundbreaking and more collaboration together. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine, and please thank Enterprise for hosting us this morning. Now I'd like to welcome Kim Flowers to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Kim Flowers. I'm actually a local realtor. So I do know firsthand how increasingly difficult it has become for many of us to achieve affordable housing, and particularly affordable home ownership. So I want to thank the county executive for his commitment and for his prioritization of affordable housing. On behalf of my colleagues on the Trust Fund Advisory Committee, we are grateful for the opportunity to be doing this very important work. And you have our word that we will ensure that our recommendations represent the highest and best use of these resources. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you for your willingness to serve on the advisory committee. I appreciate it very greatly. Next, please join me in welcoming Jackie Ang to say a few words.
Why don't we get cool hard hats? Come on. With visors. I just want to take a moment to, number one, thank you for the invitation to be a part of this celebration, and to thank not only County Executive Ball for his continued commitment to the trust fund and housing, and moving it along as quickly as we can, knowing for those of us advocates, it's never fast enough and it's never enough. But we are so grateful for the investment in next year's operating plan, the $5 million we have this year, that I don't know any details except to know that we have $5 million and we have more than $5 million in requests. That's all I've been told. So, and I'm actually kind of hoping it is exponentially more than the $5 million will satisfy, so that next year, when we're celebrating at perhaps another enterprise going up, that this chart will have another line under there that says something more like, we've gotten to our $20 million investment that, as Dr. Ball knows all too well, that we advocates have been pushing for from the beginning. There is so much work to do. The home ownership, it's so great to see that elevated, and I'm very excited to see how those families that get into those homes, how well they do, and if they've got the wraparound support they need to continue to stay in there. And every little step is a major step on the path. And as Jessica said, Delegate Feldmark said, we need an action plan. Your willingness to be here and all those people that you represent, we need those voices going forward to advocate. And I just want to, two things. Number one, I want to recognize Kelly Semino. While Dr. Ball and the council may be the funders, Kelly is the doer. Okay, and so she and her staff do such amazing work. And to wrap up, I'd just like to recognize Kim. And I have, as you were speaking, I thought, what a journey it's been for you since 3 councils ago, I believe, appointed the council transitional task force, and you were on the housing subcommittee. That its one recommendation was to create a housing opportunities master plan. And so thank you very much for really sticking to it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is commitment. Thank all of you, thank Dr. Ball, and thank you so much, our council and our state delegation, who we know have our backs. Thank you.
And for all the advocates who came today, thank you for being here. Next, I'd like to ask Jasmine Brewer from Making Change, one of our premier nonprofit partners, to come up and say a few words.
Good morning. How do you go after speakers like that? Good morning. My name is Jasmine Brewer. I am the Executive Director for Making Change, a HUD-approved housing and financial counseling agency in Howard County. We've been here for 32 years. And what an honor and pleasure and a privilege it has been to work with Kelly's team and other folks that I see here in the audience, as well as Dr. Ball. Making Change was tasked with the latest round of rental assistance funding, and I have to admit, I wasn't quite sure. But again, Kelly's team has been absolutely phenomenal, and the tenants that we have been able to assist. I just wanted to give you briefly, and this is with the tenants. I won't give any personal information, but she is okay with me sharing her story. A woman and her husband whose business closed during COVID, and they are struggling to figure out, well, what are we going to do? It's not just about finding a job, it's about finding a job while still providing childcare, while still tending to your home, and what do you do? And this family applied for rental assistance, and we were very happy to be able to assist them so that not only were they taken out of eviction, literally days within the eviction, but also that they will have some security in knowing that they will have a home to come to through June 30th, 2023. And luckily, she happened to find a job, so she is back on track. She just needed some help. And we often can forget and want to say, well, that's not my problem. But it affects all of us. So as we work with tenants and just clients in general and educating them on how do you create a budget, how do you manage it, what do you do with that savings that you planned to start 3 years ago, and just quickly to let you know how valuable, how important this $1 million number for this rental assistance that's coming up. We have been providing assistance for, we'll say, a little over 4 weeks, and we've already expended 67% of that funding. Those funds will be at completion within another 3 weeks. So this is extremely important, and thank you so much to our state representatives, the city council, advocates, supporters, and of course, Dr. Ball for continuing to support this effort.
Thank you, Jasmine. I know it has been difficult, but we do really appreciate how you stepped up to take on those challenges. And for our final speaker today, I'd like to ask Ann Hebner from Rebuilding Together to join at the podium, another one of our favorite nonprofit partners here in the community.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. Today I would like to echo the comments from Jackie and Dr. Ball that Kelly Semino is a rock star. So thank you, Kelly, for all of your help and support. Rebuilding Together is so proud of the partnership that we have with Howard County government. We so appreciate the support of the county council members. You guys are always there to lend a helping hand, and we really appreciate that. Dr. Ball has been with us for over a decade supporting Rebuilding Together. Today I'm going to talk about one of the programs that we provide, and it's called the Urgent Repair Program. It is a program that rehabilitates low-income homeowners' houses when they're in the most desperate of needs. For example, if a tree comes down on your house, as it did recently with one of our clients, there was a hole in the roof. When we went to look at the home to assess what the repairs would be, we literally walked in the front door, looked up, and saw the sky. Another one of our clients that we helped was in Western Howard County. She had no water. Her well pump went out. So it's hard to live in a home without any water. So these are the type of repairs that we immediately address, we immediately step up, and we wouldn't be able to do that without the funding from Howard County government. So our Urgent Repair Program is one of many programs that we provide year-round at no cost to the homeowner. So just want to say thank you so much for your help and support as we go through this process. It means so much to our organization, and we want to do more and be innovative in the process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ann, and we appreciate your partnership as well, and I know the homeowners do too. So in closing, I want to thank all of you for attending today. I also want to thank all of our speakers and advocates and partners who do this challenging work with us. It is our objective to meet the needs of residents in our community and serve those of all income levels and abilities throughout the county. So we appreciate your partnership and support, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Have a wonderful day.